What is up, M Life Nation? This is David Simney. How are you guys? I heard you guys put on some pretty incredible concerts. Anyway, that's M Life. Hey, so John Melton asked me to come on here, and I'm really excited. I want to just basically give a shout out to everybody while you're jumping on. Just to say what's up, today we are going to crush Liquid BioCell. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know. Get out your pens and paper. Definitely happy to take your questions. I'm super happy to just share my passion for this because we have, guys, something that is so unique, not only in the marketplace, but in the world. Literally, multi-billion-dollar companies have tried to get their hands on what we have. So I'm going to share with you the exclusivity that we've got. I'm going to share with you just all of the kind of scientific data and try to break it down into real simple bullet points that you guys can like run with that are compliant. I want a lot of encouragement today because there's a lot of people in this group. And so just drop all kinds of like emojis or whatever you guys do in this group to like give me encouragement and fire me up. I'm excited to get going. So without further ado, I'm going to start kind of with my story just in a nutshell and share kind of how I found Liquid BioCell and why it's unique. So first we're going to start with a couple things. So number one, my name is David Simney. I am an Elite 1 social marketer with Modere, on my way to Elite 2 very soon. I began my career in the entertainment business. I then worked for direct sales companies on the corporate side. I've never been in the field, and I transitioned to the field in September of last year, and basically the way that I found this Liquid BioCell was through the company, our former company that was called Jusuru, and Jusuru was basically like a company that had all the antioxidants, all of this like liquid nutraceutical. By the way, we never call it a juice, guys. Do not call this a juice. This is a liquid nutraceutical, liquid collagen, patented liquid supplement, whatever you want to call it. Juice is a 4-letter word, so remember that tip. Put that at the top of your notes. And so, you know, I found this, and I met this amazing woman, Ozma, who, by the way, I want you to write this down. Every Wednesday night, she goes live on Modere Collagen Sciences and talks about Liquid BioCell. She does Q&A, interactive. And the responses that she posts, you guys, are all compliant, and she'll answer all those questions. I think it's like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pacific. It might be 5 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. So our founder or president, Ozma, goes live. So jot that down. If you have prospects or people that want to know more, they've got questions. Obviously, we're not going to be able to answer every single question in one live, but I'm going to just go for it. So here's what I found back in the end of 2009. Was this company was not just a marketer of liquid collagen. They were the pioneers, guys. We are the pioneers. We can say we because what came before, after the acquisition from our former company Jusuru to what we have now, this is absolutely something we can call our own. So we are the pioneers in collagen, all right? All these other companies, I'm going to tell you some stuff that will blow your mind. So we started in 2009. Came out of the gate really officially the early part of 2010. I remember going to the A4M conference in Vegas with all these anti-aging doctors. We had the most popular booth pouring liquid collagen. Then we got on Good Morning America. They're pouring shots of Liquid BioCell on Good Morning America. We started winning all these awards, and this is like going back to a place where, keep in mind, there were the juice wars, and everybody had a fancy juice. Guys, juice is like great for antioxidants, okay? But we have something so superior to any juice. I know there's a lot of companies out there that market juices. Guys, we have 7 patents. Write this down. 7 patents on this. And 37 clinical trials that support Liquid BioCell. So here's what I found. Not only are we marketing the Liquid BioCell, we manufacture the Liquid BioCell and formulate. That's what Ozma and her team do, is formulate. This is so much of an advantage when you have the knowledge to formulate and get the cutting edge stuff that we have the patents for. So, what is Liquid BioCell? I'm going to start with what it is and then kind of weave in some of the history. So first thing we're going to talk about is Liquid BioCell. What does it do? It's for, obviously, originally it was designed as a joint supplement. Now, we know that 1 in 3 Americans have joint problems, Anyone over the age of 55 is about 50% likely to have joint problems in this country. So we originally were kind of marketing to baby boomers, you know, people with joint problems, or athletes, people with connective tissue issues or inflammation. And then what we realized was that the collagen and hyaluronic acid, okay, that's a big word. You can just say HA if you want for short. This matrix technology, meaning it's naturally occurring. It's not put together in a lab. This comes from nature, you guys. That's why it's so unique. It's the closest thing to human articular cartilage that we've got in the universe, basically. So what it's doing is it's helping also with younger looking skin. So it's hydrating your skin. It's adding suppleness, turgidity to the skin. It's drinkable. How does it absorb? Sublingually. The capillaries right under your tongue is the highest absorbable place in your entire body. So you want to swish it around in your mouth a little bit before you do it. I say shake it before you take it, refrigerate after opening, and we just got the word from Alex Lopez, our VP of Marketing, that we're going to get the non-leaking seals now, so that's done. We've got this little awesome bottle now. So here's what you want to do. You want to think about collagen and hyaluronic acid as a matrix, a naturally occurring matrix. It's not just collagen. To leave out just collagen would just be crazy. It's collagen and hyaluronic acid and chondroitin sulfate. So think of it like this. Let's start with what is collagen. Most people think collagen is for your skin. Wrong. Collagen is for your joints, your connective tissues, your skin, your hair, your nails, your eyes, your gums. Collagen is everything. I mean, for your gut, your heart. We know our skin is our largest organ in the body. The collagen is the most abundant protein in your body, and not all collagen is the same. Guys, from about our mid-20s to mid-30s, we are losing collagen. Every single day, you can map it out on an X and Y axis, how much collagen we're losing. Your body just doesn't produce it anymore. But what happens is, we're not getting collagen in our diets. Think about it for a second. We're eating skinless, grilled chicken. We're not getting the skin and the fat and all that stuff that's in there, when you boil chicken soup and all that stuff that comes up to the top, the gelatinous kind of mushy stuff, we're not getting that in our diets anymore like they used to. They used to say, chicken soup was good for your soul. We're not getting collagen in our diets, and all these other collagens on the market, and I'm going to touch on this because this is huge, guys. All these other collagens are not derived from our source. So I'm going to break it down for you on the source of our collagen, but guys, this is not something we want to go market. Okay, we're not talking about KFC and Popeyes. Our collagen is the most unique collagen in the world. It's derived from the tip of the wishbone of the chicken. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, and by the way, I've got a lot of vegans and vegetarians in my business, you need to know that it is non-GMO. It's hormone-free. We can't say it's organic, but it's hydrolyzed. It's hydrolyzed, so basically it's kind of like effectively boiled up to a temperature that boils out impurities. We use North American and European suppliers, and what I'll tell you is it is very pure. And so these other sources of collagen do not have our source. We have the only patented form of this liquid collagen. The other sources are derived from cows, call it bovine, or pigs, which is porcine. All right, so understanding that those other forms of collagen are not bioavailable. So whether you're trying to mix some powder with a liquid, and I know there's a lot of competition out there in the marketplace, it's your job to know the there's two things I want you to focus on. Liquid versus pills when you're talking about liquid biocell. So most collagen out there is going to be in a powder or pill form. All right, and the first thing you want to do is, and you can Google bioavailability of pills versus liquids. The liquid delivery system is critical. That's why we're so unique and so different. Liquid is everything. Pills, you're lucky to get 30 to 50%, but the physician's desk reference, I think it was page like 1542, some nerd out there can find it and let us know. It will tell you that liquids give you 98% bioavailability. What that means is it's absorbing into your system. Number one question doctors ask me is, how does this metabolize through your GI tract? Well, first thing, it enters your mouth and your palate. You swish it around. It absorbs sublingually. Then it's going to obviously metabolize through your GI tract. But think about this. I want you to ask this question the next time somebody says, well, how does it absorb? You say this. So how does drinking milk help strengthen my bones? It's a supplement. And what's going to happen is when you drink the product, within the first 30 days, within 28 days, you see a 60-fold increase in the levels of hyaluronic acid in your bloodstream. So the clinical trials show that over like a period of 90 days or 12 weeks, we had 90% of the clinical subjects in the trials saw at least a 40% improvement, guys, in their joint problems. Massive amounts of clinical data here that support it. Now, the thing is we don't want to overcomplicate the discussion. So I want to take it back to what does collagen do? And I mentioned a couple things. The first thing is we're losing collagen as we age. Collagen is derived from basically the Greek word kala, and it's kind of like glue. It's sticky. Now, the reason I did this live in front of my brick fireplace tonight was because I want you to visualize the role of collagen and hyaluronic acid in your body. Now, the brick is basically like the collagen, all right? It's the foundation. The hyaluronic acid is kind of like surrounding it. You know, it's kind of like the mortar. So hyaluronic acid and collagen in your body kind of work synergistically together. So we have the collagen, which is what we call a triple helix molecule. If you have a rope, and it's a very strong rope, but if you put 3 strands together and wind them together, that's a helix. That's a triple helix. It's going to be much stronger. Kind of like the cables of the Golden Gate Bridge. Collagen is so strong. It's like the difference between vinyl seats in your car or leather seats. No one has found a way to artificially manufacture collagen. So unfortunately, it must be animal derived. But if you have got somebody that's telling you there's a plant-derived collagen, I'm sorry, it's a gimmick. It just does not exist. So if someone's a vegan, the first thing I do is I say, listen, are you a vegan or vegetarian for health reasons or moral reasons? I want to understand them better. And by the way, we're talking about 1 or 2% of the population here. I know some of you may run in circles where it's higher, but guys, when we're marketing, we want to make sure that we're sensitive to people and make sure that they're not, vegan or vegetarian, because we have a moral obligation to let people know that. Now, I'll ask, is it moral or is it health related? If it's health related, I'll let them know that, look, collagen can't come from plants, and we're using a byproduct. Byproduct means it's what they're throwing away. We're not out like slaughtering chickens and all this stuff. So, and by the way, guys, if you just joined us, never talk about chickens when you're marketing BioCell. It's not good marketing, okay? I'm letting you know the inside scoop so you can speak intelligently about this if you got the 1 in 10 person that actually cares. Most people, it's like, oh, you drink it makes you look younger. Oh, helps your joints. I'm in. Don't overcomplicate the BioCell conversation, okay? But this is so that you understand. So the source is very critical, but if they're vegan or vegetarian, I don't want to harp on that. I just want to tell you, look, it's non-GMO, it's hormone-free, it's hydrolyzed, it's very pure, and it's non-GMO, hormone-free, like I said, and it's a byproduct. So let's get back to collagen. The role of collagen in the body. Collagen has the tensile strength of steel. It's very, very strong. Again, think of like the leather seats for your car. And we're losing collagen from about our mid-20s to mid-30s. Going back to hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid, we're losing from the day that we're born. If you've ever seen if you've ever held a little baby, I have a 15-month-old. He's got soft, supple skin, and he just falls all over the place and doesn't get hurt. He's got the smoothest, softest skin. Little babies are balls of hyaluronic acid. Unfortunately, throughout life, we're going from a plum to a prune, okay, as we age. We're literally shriveling up from inside. And what happens is when you've got like hyaluronic acid decreasing from the day that we're born, hyaluronic acid comes from the Greek word meaning hyalus or glass. It's a clear, sinuousy kind of substance. And it's that vitreous humor in your eyes, the gooey stuff, that's 95% hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid, or HA, is found anywhere there's moisture in your body, from your head to your toe, the follicles of your hair, the root system of your hair, the eyes, as I mentioned, your gums, right? That's why this helps for gingival health, for like strengthening the root system, the fibers, and receding gum lines, things like that. Eye hydration, floaters, stuff like that. That's why you've got that naturally occurring matrix. And then HA is also found in the synovial fluid. It lubricates and hydrates your joints. It's also in your voice, in your throat, right? Our voice changes as we age. So the levels of hyaluronic acid in your bloodstream are inversely related to the signs and symptoms of aging. This is a breakthrough. If you've ever seen the movie, I know right here, drop a 1 if you're a Brad Pitt fan. I'm going to see like 50 ones right now. If you've ever seen the movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Buttons, all right? That was a movie where you have a very young child look like an elderly person. That's an accelerated aging condition. It's actually called progeria. Now, again, we're not mentioning diseases or any of this stuff, but I want you to understand that the levels of hyaluronic acid in your bloodstream are related to that. The only way that people can say that this is that hyaluronic acid is working is with progeria issues. They excrete hyaluronic acid. And so that's how they know that hyaluronic acid is related to hydration and moisture in your skin, wrinkles, lubrication in your joints. So HA is very, very critical to the aging process. So we have collagen and HA, and then chondroitin sulfate is in there. It's kind of like the shock absorber for your car. HA is kind of like the motor oil for your car, and then collagen's like the leather seats for your car. Again, naturally occurring matrix. So liquid biocell, what's it going to do? What's it going to provide for you? Healthy hair and nails. Let's start with the hair. Your hair system gets strengthened. Think about the rows of corn. Anybody in Iowa? Drop a 2 if you're from Iowa. You see those big fields of corn and they look huge and green and healthy. That's like a full head of hair. And then boom, harvest season. And then you look at those rows of corn and they're just like all brown and empty, and that's like what happens to your root system of your hair as you age. So you got to get all up in the healthy root system. It's not like drinking liquid biocell is going to magically regrow your hair and it's going to make everyone bald that has a full head of hair. No, it's going to strengthen the root system. All right, and it's going to, nurture and hydrate your root system so you have thicker, fuller hair. That's how it works in animals, and I'll touch on that in a minute. It helps with a healthy, shiny coat. So your eyes, we talked about ocular health. That's a big one, hydration, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, your gums, and then your joints and your skin. Now, topicals don't penetrate the dermis. I know we market a topical. Topicals are great. But they don't have transdermal absorption. That's like trying to park a battleship in a garage. So we can really approach the consumer and doctors and estheticians and dermatologists and everyone and their mother we can approach because we have something different. It's a nutraceutical. We used to say it, you see where we used to say, begin from within. Because there's really 3 components to a healthy lifestyle. It's getting plenty of exercise. It's obviously your diet and a positive mental attitude. But when you can add something like this, it's going to have such a profound impact on people's general overall health. You have got a win-win. One of the things I do is I break it down per day to how much per day it's going to cost. So I let people know we have a great referral program. I can't believe the cost of liquid biocell has gone down. For years we paid all this money for biocell, and the company lowered it by getting rid of that handling fee and putting discounts on SmartShip. This is like a dream come true, you guys. So basically, here's what we're going to talk about next. We have a lot of questions. We're going to talk about, first of all, can you take too much biocell? The answer to that is yes, there's the law of diminishing returns. So think of a sponge on the counter. If you fill that sponge with water, you come back 12 hours later, it's going to be empty. Think about a chicken bone on the counter. If you left a chicken bone on the counter, you come back the next day, it's dry and brittle. That's what's happening in our bodies. With biocell, you only need to take the recommended dosage. If some people have chronic issues or they want to see results quicker, you can tell them to take a double dosage to get like in their loading dose for their first month. That's okay to do. And also remember, the trim has got a serving of biocell in it. So they're going to get some along with that. And the other question, guys, that I have, and I'm just going to scroll through and thank you for all the comments. Oh my gosh, you guys are like so sweet. And so I'm going to see what other questions. Yes, you're going to see all the different benefits with your gums, your eyes. It's not just your skin. What people notice first of all, by the way, always tell them to take their before picture, guys, because we look in the mirror every day and we don't notice the little subtle changes that happen. I'm actually 63 years old. Can you believe this? Just kidding. But I will tell you, we don't notice the little changes. So tell people to take a before picture before they start. All right. Because they're looking at themselves every single day. Now, so one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm trying to find all the value or all the questions here I'm reading. I'm not a multitasker, guys. So here's what I'll probably do is I'll probably go back and respond to your questions, to all of your questions as I go through. But let me plow through the rest of this. So here's another cool thing. BioCell is in the chews. I saw there was a question about the chews. Is it the same serving size? First of all, the chews are sweetened with stevia. They're sugar-free. They're great for on the go. And right now, guys, while the company is still getting the singles packets up and running, hopefully we'll have them next month. But while they're, the chews are a great alternative. They're not the best tasting thing on the planet. Not everybody loves them, but not everybody hates them either. They're kind of like a Starburst, but with stevia. So 2 of the chews would be like a daily serving. So one bag will have enough for a week, basically. Two chews would be 1 serving. So you would do 4 chews a day. So I believe it comes with enough chews for 1 week. And you're free to choose which one you want to get. All right, let's talk about that was lame. That joke's never worked. All right, let's talk about the 4 different types of BioCell. All right, let's blast through this. First of all, we have Liquid BioCell Life. Guys, 90% of your people are going to do Life. Life is the blockbuster rockstar hero product. Why? Because it doesn't just have liquid BioCell. It's got 13 superfruit antioxidants to supercharge your immune system. Like a soldier, you wouldn't go into battle without armor. Antioxidants supercharge your immune system. And they keep you healthy. They give you energy. There's a million different benefits to the antioxidant regimen. Then on top of the antioxidants, there's this synergy that happens because we also have resveratrol. Not that other drug you're thinking of, reverse it all. Resveratrol. Say it 3 times with me. Resveratrol. There's nothing worse than saying something other than what it is. Resveratrol. Why am I saying it 3 times? Because so many people mess up that word, and then it makes you look like a buffoon when you're marketing it. But just say this. If you can't quite get resveratrol down, just say the good stuff in red wine. Because every day that you're taking Liquid BioCell, you're getting 8 bottles worth of red wine. And you can still drive home from the Melton's holiday party. All right? Because you're getting the potent antioxidant for your cardiovascular health. You're getting resveratrol that reduces leptin levels, which helps with craving. Resveratrol is the story behind the French paradox. The French have diets high in saturated fat, yet lowest rates of obesity, and they all look amazing. They traced it back to resveratrol in Bordeaux, where they have the red wine. We're pulling a 98% pure trans resveratrol derived from the skin of red grapes and Japanese knotweed. This stuff is the purest you can get. So it's not just the BioCell. You're getting a joint supplement, a heart supplement. You're getting all of these antioxidants. So there's synergy there. Will it replace a multivitamin? No, it's not meant to replace a multivitamin. The amounts of BioCell are proprietary. I can tell you that that you're getting a concentrated, efficacious dosage in the dosage that is recommended. Now, if you're over, say 200 pounds or something, maybe you want to take a little bit more. I mean, most of the studies were done on about 150 to 160 pounds. So if you've got somebody that's tiny, that's like 80 pounds, could they do a half dose? Sure. If you got someone that's 300 pounds, do they need a double dose? Probably. But again, there's also financial considerations. Originally, the clinical trials were done on a half dosage, but we saw that more people like I mentioned, 90% of people saw at least a 40% improvement in their joint problems with the dosage that we talked about. So the Liquid BioCell Life, guys, should always be your go-to product. The Sport, Skin, and Pure are alternative products for different markets. So let me take you through the Skin. Skin does very well. I've got like a big med spa in New York City. I've got a big skin clinic here in Claremont, California. Skin is very appealing to plastic surgeons, dermatologists, estheticians. It speaks their language. So I really target that. Or I live out here in Hollywood and we've got all these stars that all they care about is their face. And so Skin has got the specific blend of antioxidants that are exactly going to help with the skin, like bamboo extract, silica, vitamin C, different types of ceramides. Now, here's one thing you want to note. Skin is the only formulation of the 4 that has ceramides. Why? Ceramides are derived from gluten, which is wheat. That's just where they come from. It helps the skin, but it's not gluten-free. So take a note of that. Let's move on to the Pure. Pure is like the go-to catch-all. Somebody says, well, I'm allergic to fruits, or I need too sugar. I'm on the whatever diet. I can't have this, I can't have that. It's like, boom, Pure. Because Pure is the pure collagen. Now, Pure is the same price, same dosage, but check it out, guys. For me, Pure is a little bit of a lesser value to me because I don't get the red wine or the antioxidants. I get the Pure collagen. So I don't start with Pure. I start with Life, and I work my way to Pure. All right, so Pure, again, is like less than 5 carbs, no sugar. It's just a pure concentrated without the antioxidants. A lot of people are allergic to the fruits and stuff like that. That's Pure. Let's move on to Sport. Sport is for athletes, okay? It's not for the guy that's like 20 minutes walking around a day. Like, Sport is for hardcore athletes. Why? Because it's got BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. If you're an athlete or a gym owner or a personal trainer, Sport is going to be your product. You're going to be all about the Sport. So, what does Sport have in it? It's got the branched chain aminos. It's got another different taste to it. It's kind of a pina colada-ish, kind of tarty. Not the best tasting of the 4, but certainly very power-packed. It's got the branched chain aminos, which, by the way, branched chain amino acids are very hard to get to taste good. But it's proven for muscle recovery, and this is a big thing for athletes. It's going to help with that post-recovery, that post-workout, the stiffness, stuff like that. So if you've got an athlete, we have major athletes on this, Olympians. One of my business partners is Maureen Shea, the real $1 million baby. She's a 4-time world champion boxer. This woman swears by it. She started on Liquid BioCell before she had any world title fights, and now she actually loved the product so much that after her 4th world champion, she joined as a business partner about a year ago. And heck, she's already director too. She's crushing it. So we're really excited about the athletes. We've got Olympians. I can tell you there's the head of the U.S. men's water polo team is on this. One of the woman who won the X Games, the youngest female athlete to ever win the X Games. She's won an athlete in Sochi. She's a snowboarder on the Olympic team. She's going to Korea to represent our product. She is fanatical about the product. Another woman who is the most winningest downhill U.S. woman skier in history. She had incredible results with her hip surgery. She had a hip surgery. They told her she was going to be off the slopes for 6 months to a year. She was back on the slopes in 3 months. She went to her doctor and shared that she was on Liquid BioCell. She's like, that's the only thing I've done different. And it was an absolute miracle. So she's literally been on this for life. Guys, I'm not mentioning names because these athletes go for like $500,000 or $1 million just to say the name of the product. And out of respect for, their business and their publicity and all of that stuff, I'm not out there throwing their names around. But I want you to know that we have full-on vetted Olympic athletes on this product. Okay, snowboarders, skiers, water polo, runners, athletes, triathletes. Dr. Kathy Dudek is a triathlete. She runs the Ironman. She is an amazing resource with the pet. So with the equine. So that's the human version. The pet product. We have got a pet product that, we actually developed that in 2012 because people were giving the Liquid BioCell to their pets. And as you know, certain antioxidants are not good for dogs or cats. Pet is for dogs or cats, by the way. As you know, in dog years, dogs age, I think, 7 years for every human year. So pet is phenomenal. Now, very important about pet. And by the way, right now, that's part of the 12 days special. Never in the history of pet has it ever gone on sale. Never has it been $37 a bottle. I'm telling everyone I know, get the bulk orders, stock up, go bonkers on this because I think they're going to sell out if they haven't already. Now, pet it's very important you get the dosage right. Okay, so small dogs, a bottle might last 2 months. A medium-sized dog might be 1 bottle a month. Or a large dog, you might need 2 bottles a month. So one thing that's very important is you make sure you can literally Google liquid bile cell pet label. I'm sure it's in the back office, but make sure you're getting your dosage right. That's a big thing for your customers. If you're dealing with people that are pet professionals, if you don't have the dosage right, now administering it comes in a little dropper. And the dropper, it's best to go sublingually, like right in their mouth. So put the dropper right in their mouth. Now you can drop it on their food. It's a beef flavor. So the liquid bile cell pet, guys, dogs and cats don't have placebo. You're going to see this start to work in a matter of weeks. People always ask me, how long does it take for liquid bile cell to work? And I tell them, you know what? It's a natural product. It took a long time to get the wrinkles, took a long time to get the joint problems. Basically, I like to tell people between 6 to 8 weeks, they'll really start to notice. Sometimes 4 to 6 weeks. The clinical trials are all done on 90 days. What a great way to get people on that smart ship to tell people that, look, I want you to do this for a minimum of 90 days. All the doctors, the plastic surgeons that I know that recommend this are all starting with a minimum of 90 days to 6 months. Kind of like the trim, sort of the same way. But make sure you're explaining why, not just because you're trying to hook them into a smart ship. Tell them why all the clinical trials are done. The maximum benefits start. Within 7 days, you may notice the hydration in your skin. You may notice more fluidity in your joints within 2 to 3 weeks. But again, everybody's different. You don't know if somebody gets 3 hours of sleep and they're eating McDonald's every day. That's out of your control. So like if somebody else, like an athlete, a fine-tuned BMW machine is in touch with their body, maybe they see results quicker because they see that. So your job is not to like try to dissect their whole health history and all that stuff. You're not a doctor. Don't ever make medical claims. Don't ever make disease claims. Like everything on the website is what you can say about liquid bile cell. You know, healthy joints and skin. You can't say, you know, a disease. You've got to actually say joint problems. You're technically not supposed to say pain, although, you know, they said it at the convention. So, you know, you're supposed to say discomfort. You know, look, if you're one-on-one with people, whatever, the problem is that the government doesn't allow us to tell what it actually does. Now, those of you in Canada, oh my gosh, you guys can say so much stuff in Canada. Maybe we'll have to do a separate thing for Canada, but you guys can actually make the claims. Why? Because it took us almost 18 months to get into Canada because we didn't go in as a food. We went in as like a pharmaceutical grade supplement, and what happened was the Canadian government actually said, hey, here's what you can say on the bottle. And it was literally all the things you can't say in the U.S. I don't even want to say it on here because it's so hardcore. Like, it's legitimately like almost pharmaceutical grade what you can say in Canada. So that's pretty exciting for those Canadians about what you can say about liquid bile cell. So with that, we also have the equine. Now, equine, guys, I'm so glad they lowered the price from $500 to $349. Most professional horse enthusiasts, okay, will spend maybe $100 to $150 a month on their joint supplements. The biggest competition with the equine is going to be like your Cosequin, your powders. The biggest thing you can do if you're marketing to horse owners, okay, is to talk about liquids versus solids. Again, the powder gets lost in the feed. You've got the liquid. It comes in a big syringe, basically, and they have to take it in like an inch or two in the syringe and get it right up under the tongue. And so the sublingual happens in horses. We debuted in 2012 at the Breeders' Cup with 8 of the top racehorses. We had a horse called He's Had Enough, Handsome Mike. I mean, we had like some incredible horses that ran with a trainer called Doug O'Neill out at Santa Anita, and we debuted. And then there's a guy named John McGreevy out in Florida that's got his horses on it. We've been in the Kentucky Derby with a horse. So guys, this is a legit product. The challenge is the cost, okay? So I don't approach like your everyday like thoroughbred owner. That's just me because I know that it's a higher end product. I know that I'm going for like if they own hunter jumpers or race horses or barrel racers. You know, there are a lot of people that do this, and what I'm just going to share with you is like I always lead with the Rockstar products. So Liquid Bile Cell is your lead in, and if you're going after a vet or you're going after a horse owner, it's almost better to approach it with them for their own joints and skin and let them discover that it works. I signed up one of the biggest what do you call her, TV hosts on Nat Geo. She works with Cesar Millan. Her name's Sherry Lucas. I signed her up, and she came to me and was like, hey, David, you know, I know you wanted me to market this to all pets because that's my following is pet people. But she's like, I want this for me. I'm 63. She started taking the Liquid BioCell and flipped out. She literally called me after 3 months and she goes, David, I want to do this business. And she is crushing it. She's a Platinum 2, Director 1. She works like, I don't know, a few hours a week doing some posts. She's crushing it. So guys, that's a perfect illustration. Like, you don't have to go to your vets and try to sell them stuff. Just go in and say, hey, there's this stuff working for my dog. I'm curious if you would take a look at it or whatever. I'm not going to tell you how to market, but ultimately, guys, that's kind of what I was brought on here to share with you tonight. I'm happy to, again, like answer any questions that might come up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a few hours. I'm going to spend a few minutes or an hour to get back with any questions that you have on this live. But with that, guys, I hope that I've helped out tonight. I've hoped you've liked this. I don't know. Somebody said drop a flame if you're excited about BioCell. I'm just going to wrap up with this, guys. We have the most powerful source of collagen in the world. It's patented. It's protected. People can't get it anywhere else but through us. I do not go around sharing the brand name. I'll just say Liquid Collagen. I'll say Liquid Collagen HA Matrix technology. I'll say nutraceutical. I'll say liquid. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go out and create that curiosity. And because now we have a baby, so it's time to wrap it up now. We got about 30 minutes with my 3 boys of quiet, which was pretty amazing, but now my 14-month-old is crying, so it's time to wrap it up. But thank you guys for having me. It's a total honor to like be on here. Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, Michelle and everybody else part of the group. It's been an honor. I'm happy to come on anytime, guys, if you want me to do something specific on maybe just the pet or go into granular detail with just the life or whatever, I can do that. But hopefully this has added some value, guys, tonight. Drop some flames and whatever, some hoorays and some of this. Give me some of this, whatever. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. And thank you, John, for having me. And rock and roll. We'll do it again. Go out there and crush it, guys. Peace out.